know you put a little extra powder in it to give a little extra love. This thing kicked like a horse. So,
oh, that's got a thump.
The only logical place is to go bigger. So I hope next time we can do something.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's important to remember that the firing of historical weapons, such as the flintlock pistols and rifles we showcased, is conducted by trained professionals in controlled environments. Attempting to handle or fire these types of firearms at home can be extremely dangerous and is strongly discouraged. Always prioritize safety and seek expert guidance if you wish to learn more about historical weapons. Remember, history is best experienced with respect and responsibility.
So here we are. Finally. We're in a undisclosed private location up somewhere in the mountains in California. That's all I can tell you. But, so Josh has always wanted to fire a real flintlock pistol in a real setting. Not just a little powder in the pan. Now we're in a controlled environment. And again, I cannot stress enough, this is for demonstration purposes only. Do not do this at home. Tony's gonna put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode, right? So, just basics on the principles of how the flintlock works.
Yeah.
This is not a reproduction.
Right.
This is one of the largest military pistols in the flintlock era ever to be produced in mass quantity.
Wow.
This is the Danish model 1772. Heavy Dragoon cavalry pistol. Huge. I mean, and the nice thing about this,
Unbelievable.
with this type of large bore like this, you could carry the same ammunition for the pistol as you would the musket.
It's amazing.
I mean, Ray, brilliant. Because again, when you had a smaller caliber weapon with a larger caliber weapon, now you're like, oh my God, am I grabbing the right ammunition for the right weapon? And if you can imagine in that chaos of battle, sometimes people lose their lives because it's too chaotic.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just carry one ammunition for two weapons?
Makes sense to me.
So basic principles on how the flintlock works. Right now it's completely inert. There's no powder in it whatsoever. It's clean, it's clear. So just to demonstrate, when you're gonna load this, you're gonna put it in your half cock, right? You're gonna close the battery or the frizzen.
Yeah.
You're gonna put your main charge in, which in this case, about 60 grains of 3F black powder. Then you're gonna put a wad to hold that powder in place. Then you're gonna put the projectile on top of the wad, and then you're gonna put another wad on top of that to hold everything in place, because obviously you don't want everything to pour out.
That makes sense.
So now, while we're in this mid stage, okay, I'm gonna show you, and we can get Tony to come in on a close-up. I'm gonna have you depress the trigger.
Yeah.
And when the hammer falls on the frizzen, and this is hardened steel,
Yeah.
it's gonna create a shower of sparks, which when this is loaded, we will put priming powder in the pan.
Yeah.
That shower of sparks will ignite the priming powder, and there's a little hole in the side of the barrel. It's gonna send a jet of fire inside into the breech. That's gonna set off the main charge, expelling the projectile out the end of the barrel. Make sense?
I love it.
Okay, so we're gonna put this back down. Now this is in full cock now.
Yep.
So Tony, come in close and get it, just that shower of sparks.
We'll do it again.
So half stage.
Half stage.
Remember, this is super sharp.
Oh, yeah.
It'll cut you to the bone. Breathe down.
Yep.
So hopefully you will have caught some of the sparks.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, just to give you an idea, we're talking about the size of the caliber, right?
Yeah.
So musket is basically 68 caliber and up.
Okay.
Brown Bess is 75, standard US and French caliber is 69. Well, just to give you an idea, here's a 45 caliber bullet.
Right.
Tony, look at this. that is what we're talking about, the comparison of caliber. Look at the bore diameter of this pistol versus a 45 caliber. That's pretty amazing.
That's huge.
So, put a little powder in this thing so we can, now we're just gonna do powder in the pan, hence the term, flash in the pan. Imagine that.
Right.
Okay. Now this is 4F, which is the smallest grain. Just put a little bit of powder in there. Now, you're gonna cock it back to full cock.
Okay.
You wanna do it again?
That's pretty cool.
Now, what a lot of people do and make a major mistake.
Yeah.
They load it too fast.
Yeah.
On set, on movies that I've worked on, again, time is money, right?
Sure.
There could be still a little bit of a burning ember.
Oh, and
So if you take your priming flask and you pour, now that fire is going to travel up that powder, and that powder flask is going to blow up in your hand. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
Oh, jeez.
So I can't stress enough, guys, this is not, I mean, it's dangerous. You got to know what you're doing. Remember, it's in half cock?
Half cock, yep. So freaking cool, man.
Okay. All right. Now let's fire something else.
Let's shoot something.
Now you're in half cock.
Okay. All right, on your right.
Full rolling.
We're rolling.
Okay. Full cock.
Oh, come on now.
Oh yeah. That was pretty instantaneous.
That was pretty instantaneous. Yeah.
Want to do it again?
Absolutely. Okay. All right.
Now we're live, guys. This is the live round.
Rolling.
Three, two, one. Now, tell me what you think.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I mean, in all considering, it was pretty instantaneous.
It is, yeah.
Now, let's see if you,
Nope.
nothing.
Nothing.
My turn. Three, two, one. Okay, see how that dry fired?
Yep.
I do not move. Count to 5. Because again, this is live ammunition. I make sure that the weapon is always pointing downrange. Make sure there's enough priming powder, which there's not. Because the wind, it's blowing it out. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Did I get him in the chin?
You did.
What a shot. You know, I don't think he'll be talking back much.
No, you know, that's why you grow a beard.
So we talked about this back at HQ.
Right.
So this is a blunderbuss. It's English, and it dates probably around 1730 to 1750.
Okay.
And we talked about the barrel markings, and these are the proofs. And again, I've been tracing down the barrel maker mark, and it could be either John Bumford,
Okay.
or maybe of the Barber makers.
Interesting.
But very cool nonetheless. And from the level of corrosion on this, as we discussed, this most likely was on a ship. And again, you wanted a brass barrel so it wouldn't deteriorate.
Yeah.
But holy cow, and I have used, this is my go-to weapon for, this has been used on several movie sets and television, and it's just one of those old reliable. Let's just put it that way. So we're gonna test this out. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
First time, ever shooting a blunderbuss. Then reapers.
Can't wait. Are you guys ready? Let's check this out. Man. Well, that feels real good. Sweet. Let's shoot it.
Fire. Good day, man. Oh, unbelievable, dude. Three, two, one.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I can't wait to see that, Tony. Oh, that's got a thump.
Fire. Now, this isn't just any ordinary musket.
Yeah.
This is the French model 1763 Charleville. So when you read any historical account about the Revolutionary War, there were two primary weapons used. The French 1763 Charleville and the English Brown Bess musket. Now, the standard caliber of these muskets were 69 caliber. This was the pattern that our own U.S. military patterned our first U.S.-made musket. The model 1799 was the first pattern in 1795.
Wow.
And there were some predecessors before that, but it wasn't really in main production until 1795. But it almost mirror image them.
Wow.
And again, they loved this design because they were realizing they needed to come up with a design that would have interchangeable parts. Because mind you, all these things were handmade.
Right.
If you had a lock that came from a different musket, it's not going to just drop in here.
Right.
So they really wanted to make it specific specifications and measurements. So if a lock did get damaged, fine, bring me another one. Little modification, slap it back on there, get it back out.
Wow.
So we're going to shoot the French 1763 Charleville.
Oh, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I need to, did I put priming powder in there already? Nope. Stuart Miller.
Oh, man. You ready, Tony?
Yes, sir. 3, 2, 1.
You had a face full of something. Man.
So now we'll put some real stuff in there. Fired. I think I'll burn my eyebrows off.
Really?
Just like a little.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the first one is the 1772 Danish military heavy Dragoon Flintlock Pistol. What do you think, man? Where does this rate on the cool factor? This is the first Flintlock pistol you've ever fired.
Yeah, for me, this is a 10 out of 10 because, one, I'm a bigger guy. It feels good in my hand. It's heavy. Feels like, if I was a pirate, I would want this because not only does it have the firepower, but it's got the heft to it, to where if I needed to use this as a club, the utilitarian aspect of it, the caliber size, the interchangeability that I could use the same ball in, well, the blunderbuss and even a long gun. You know, I love it. To me, it checks all the boxes. I love it.
Okay. Now, moving on, speaking of blunderbuss,
Yeah.
this is a whole other animal. Where do you think that rates on the cool factor?
Well, yeah, I might have to break the scale for this one. I'm gonna give this an 11 out of 10. I have always been obsessed with a blunderbuss. I thought I'm a huge shotgun guy myself. I love shooting, sporting clays and doing all that. So this is really the first shotgun, and to me, 10 times the power of the shotgun. To me, that's an 11 out of 10. The size, just the look of it, the power behind the kick, it's everything I want and more out of a period piece.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the 1763 Charleville. Now, this is a different animal altogether because now we're talking about long guns.
Right.
And again, we're not talking about sex appeal here. This was a utilitarian weapon.
Right.
But you got it. The lines are pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So where would you rate this one?
This one for me, I think it's super cool. It's really kind of checks all those boxes for every film you've ever seen from the period. I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. The power was phenomenal. It doesn't have any fancy pizzazz to it, but it does what it's meant to do.
Exactly.
It's got the right kick. If you've ever gone out and fired, and a great example for me when I just fired this, it felt like a Mosin Nagant. Like it had that kick to the shoulder. There's no love on the end of it. We're not talking rubber padding or anything. No. It makes sense why they would have a lot of padding on their jackets to absorb that blow. I know you put a little extra powder in it to give a little extra love. This thing kicked like a horse. So I love this thing. It was great, but there's no extra fancy embellishment. So that's about where I put it, but there's nothing wrong with it. I loved it. It was a great piece downrange. So that's about where I put it.
So overall, Josh, I mean, what did you think about this experience? I mean, I've been kind of building it up for a long time. Now we've done it.
Yeah.
Are you bit by the bug, or now you good with this? You've been there, done that. You don't need to do it again, or have I created a monster?
I've got the full sickness of bit by the bug by this. It's there's a few moments in your life where you remember it forever, core memory, and I got true chills when the goosebumps of the excitement of it, just the history that we're reliving, putting these relics back to what they were made for.
Yeah.
And it's, if you've never had the opportunity to do this before, find somebody who is skilled, who knows what they're doing, get a chance to go out and test something like this. It will truly give you a new appreciation for history, for firearms in general. And it's not only been a great learning experience for me, but it's also given me the tools to help share these for the future generations and be that next custodian of history.
Exactly. And let's not forget, guys, there are plenty of manufacturers out there that make reproductions that are designed for here, now, today to go out and shoot. You don't need to do it with the originals. We're doing this because it's a connection to history and we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be condescending or sound like a snob, but I've trained my whole life to respect and handle these things in a proper way.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys love this as much as we do, we've got
That subscribe button, man.
Yeah, let's get right to it. Like and subscribe, send it to your friends. We'd love to keep showing you more and hopefully get to go shoot even bigger and more unique items. And maybe even test out some swords. I'd really love to cut one of those watermelons in half sometime.
I think that can be arranged.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Josh.
I'm Sean.
We'll see you on the next one.
History Roundtable, an all-new season. Don't forget to like and share your favorite episodes. And to learn more about the artifacts on the show, visit tortugatrading.com and commodorecoins.com. Till next time.